so much for doing this interview. Second, thank you for helping to kick off my spring and summer. For the last several years, spring and summer in Toronto does not happen unless Cirque du Soleil is here. How does it feel bringing another show here to the greater part of Toronto?
We're always excited to come back to Canada. We were on tour with Echo for the past year, but in the United States, we opened in Montreal last summer, and then we went straight down south. So coming back up now, it's fun. Plus, we're here for the summer, so really we can see the blooms and the green leaves on the trees. It's fun to be on the lake at that time.
What do you think it is that makes Cirque du Soleil so special?
Well, this those shows where people like you and me push the boundaries and defy gravity. And again, I say you and me with a grain of salt here, because I think you and me cannot really do what those people do on stage. But having just real humans doing those stunts and defying gravities and flying across the air like this is absolutely stunning. And the company, we're on the 40th birthday right now, and the way to stay afloat and to be the driving force of the industry is that you have got to constantly question yourself and reinvent what you do good, to do better, and be open to evolve based on what's available around you. New technology and the new talent of those performers can bring to your project.
It really is Alice in Wonderland coming to life. Uh, every year, or every show, I should say, there's a theme. What is this theme about?
The theme of Echo is very much about self-discovery and looking where a young adult fit in society and their impact in the environment. I'm saying this because the protagonist, her name is Future. She's a very young adult, which at first I believe is a misfit to some extent. She's a lot more comfortable with animals. You will see in the show she has a dog with her, a domestic dog, which is a best friend. And the very opening of the show, she's getting comfortable with animals, wild animals, prior to being face to face with humans. So I believe that she's more of a loner and not too keen to be around people. And this cube, which is the pièce de résistance, this massive piece of scenery we have, is the heart and soul and the core of this production. When she touches, when she opened the doors to this cube, or remove pieces of the cube, it's like finding who she really is, discovering yourself, creating your path, creating and forging who she is as a young adult. And while this is happening, she's rebuilding this cube at the same time while the show is going on. And it's really just accepting who you are, no matter what, and evaluating what is your impact in society and what is your impact and what do you want to make of the impact in the environment, which is very much in actuality for many of us today with climate and all that. So I think there is a message in there that we can take home with us while watching the show.
There are so many elements to these shows. Let's talk about this one where we can maybe not mention too much, because I love people walking in with fresh eyes. But what are some of the stunts and special effects that we're going to see? Like I said, not too many of them, but one or two of them, please.
Well, let's start with the very beginning. The very first number is this cube with really in your face. And where we have there is what we call the vertical ballet. There is 3 out of 4 faces of the cube have been used by performers, and they are doing this kind of interesting kind of rock climbing aspect on and off this cube as an opening number, and it's in your face. It's really done stage. The public can see. You can really focus on the side, and you see the cube's turns. The projection is also what makes these cubes evolve and breathe throughout. So I'm just going to give you this, and by having this first number in your face like this, I think the audience gets really on the edge of their seat from the start. It's not like you have a time to stay passive and look from a distance. That cube comes into your face and tell you, wake up and join me.
We always have some comedy, almost like the master of ceremonies. Who do we have for that?
We don't have the master of ceremony, but we do have a bridge without what we call the double trouble. It's two comics which are also fantastic acrobats, and they are another pillar of this show. I will say there's three pillars. We talked about the cube earlier, those two characters, and then the band. The band is 7 musicians slash singers because they all have to play instruments and sing at the same time. And they are on stage for the entire show. They are in the back, but you cannot miss them. They are the shadows of these animals. They are where they are on black costume from head to toe, but they are extremely present.
That was going to be my next question, because usually I'm used to seeing really like a main vocalist who is performing, but this time it's sort of spread out with more singers this time.
Absolutely. 7 of them, I would say 6 of them sing throughout the production. Yes, we do have 2 main vocalists, but they interchange themselves. They can take each other parts, and even their vocalists, they also play instruments.
I cannot wait to see this as we speak. I'm going to be some of the lucky few are going to get a chance to see this on this Thursday as we speak. So I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, I've been part of this family for, I would say, maybe 15 long years, and probably more than that too. Every year I go, and I'm lucky enough to be part of this experience. For somebody who's never been to Cirque du Soleil, what do you want to say to them for their first experience?
I think this is actually a fantastic production to be your introductory into the world of Cirque du Soleil. It's extremely rich on the traditional element of the traditional circus, while completely avant-gardist with the concept and design.
And of course, if people want to see real superheroes who do this every day, which is amazing, this is the place to go to. My friend, thank you so much for this interview. But more importantly, thank you so much for bringing such a wonderful fantasy to life. Thank you again to you and the crew.
We're so happy to be enjoying it. Thank you for having me on your show.